Good morning and welcome to On the Move. I am Brandis Montgomery. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and the owner and physical therapist for On the Move Massage and Physical Therapy here in Metro Atlanta. And today we are going to chat a little about returning to sport following your injury. So all you athletes out there that may be discouraged because you've had an injury or maybe you had surgery, you're going through your rehab and trying to get back to the level that you were at before. Maybe you have high hopes of playing in college or professional leagues, and this setback has not been easy for you. So this chat is for you. Hang in there. There is hope. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is coming back from an injury and building muscle, building endurance, and working on gaining the strength and the mobility that you had pre-injury. So there's research, lots of it, that shows we are capable of building strength and endurance throughout our lifetime. There is no age limit on that ability. The only limitation that would ever fall on this fact is that if you had a neurological deficit or disorder that would limit your ability to build muscle. Otherwise, everyone and anyone out there can build muscle, can build endurance any day, every day of their lives. So have no fear that when you come back from your injury, you still have the ability to regain strength, regain endurance, and regain mobility like you once had. And also to exceed those levels and progress past what you were even pre-injury, which is just amazing. Our bodies are so amazing that we are able to overcome any of those types of obstacles and build more going forward. So do not lose hope that you are able to do those things. One strength training fact that is good to know is that when we strength train, we increase the stability of our joints, and this decreases bone compression when we weight bear. So, for example, if you have the start of arthritis, people come to me all the time in their 20s, 30s, and they're like, I already have arthritis. Woe is me. My life is over. I'm not going to make it. But there is still hope for you. We cannot make arthritis go away from what has already been done, but we can prevent any further damage going forward and decrease the progression of the arthritis. So, when we increase the strength around our joints, we protect our joints and find ways to take that stress off of the bone on bone and decrease the degeneration of the cartilage there. So working on strength training helps hugely with that going forward. Strength training also assists athletes in jumping higher, throwing harder, and running faster. So if we are stronger, we have more ability to push through our muscles and throw through our shoulder joint and have the ability to have more strength or velocity or speed in what we're doing. And it helps to decrease the strain of our smaller endurance muscles. So we have, for example, postural muscles that are made to help us all day long. We have muscles that are made to help us throw 1 trillion times a day. These muscles are not made to do power through. So if we strengthen our bigger muscles to help take the strain off those smaller muscles, we decrease the risk of injuring them in the future. And it helps us to maintain different postures so that we don't have injuries going forward. So if we strengthen our postural muscles and learn how to use them, then we have less of a chance of injuring our shoulder, let's say, as we're throwing because we have good control of our posture. So keep in mind that this does not happen overnight. Endurance takes forever to gain. If each day, each week, we maybe add a minute to what we were doing, add 1%, make a gain each week, we know we're making progress. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to happen overnight. In order to make progress in our endurance levels and our strength, we have to do these things several times, lots and lots of repetitions, lots and lots of small little itty bitty progressions. Next, we're going to work with a physical therapist like myself. This is key in returning to sport because we are specialists in movement and how our body works together, what muscles we need to use in order to make things happen, and how do we regain the function that we need for a specific sport motion or movement. So when we work with a PT, the focus is going to be on not just strengthening your quad muscle, for example, like a typical everyday person is going to need, but you need to know how to use those quad muscles in sport-specific motions, such as planting, such as landing on one foot, sprinting, changing directions, jumping. These are things that not the everyday person does. So You need to work with a specialist that can help you figure out what muscles you need for that and how to use those muscles correctly so that they prevent injury going forward and allow you to use all this strength and endurance that you're gaining in your rehab. One thing that I've seen a lot in working with athletes post-surgery, post-injury, is they freak out when setbacks happen, which is totally understandable. I would freak out too. But knowing that these little setbacks are normal, or common, I should say, will help you understand, okay, it's not the end of the world. Here's what I have to do. The physical therapist is going to help me figure out, how do I decrease this tendonitis happening at my knee? Because we are all of a sudden training that quad muscle again and trying to make it fire a lot and fire hard. Now all of a sudden my knee hurts. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Let's figure out why and how can we fix that? And then we work together to go forward. So those little setbacks just become a small step instead of something that could turn into a bigger problem in the future. And lastly, you want to address these deficits and weaknesses that allow you to push past what you were even able to do in the past. For an example, many people have no idea how to use their butt muscles. They don't know how to turn these muscles on. They don't know how to use them. They don't know what they do to give us any strength or power or mobility going forward. So working with a physical therapist in your rehab for returning to sport is very important, because not only are we going to strengthen these muscles, but we're also going to teach you how to turn these muscles on when you're sprinting, when you're jumping, when we're planting and changing directions, cutting back and forth, so that you now have the control of these bigger glute muscles to take the strain off of your knees, but they also give you more power. So you will notice you have increased speed, increased ability to jump, increased ability to make those cuts side to side faster, increased agility. So these are all things that you may not know when trying to return to sport on your own, or return to sport with frustrations and limitations, things that you may not be able to do in the future. There is hope. There's lots of things that we can do with you, and there's lots of muscles that we can teach you how to use and turn on and be even better than you were before your injury. So keep those things in mind. And if you're returning from an injury, or maybe you currently have an injury and you're not sure how to get back into your sport quickly and effectively and with the most power and support that you can have, then please let me know. Reach out and let me know that you're struggling, and we can talk about that. We can work together to help you come up with a plan so that you have what you need to be the best athlete that you can be following your injury. You can visit my website for more information, and you can schedule free phone consultations for us to chat. It's on the move, mpt.com. Have a great day, everyone.